Get back!
Hi guys, my name is Alexander from Jovem Nerd, Brazil. How are you guys?
We are great. What's a Jovem Nerd?
It means the young nerd.
Young nerd. Okay, young nerds.
All right, guys. Such a privilege to be here. Thank you for having me. I mean, Harrison, you said recently that you wanted this movie to be like something indie zoned, and it shows. You wanted to show that. You want to pretend that, you know, Indy's not gonna feel his back or something else, right? So, but when you take your shirt off, it shows much more. Shows that you still got it, man.
The aspects of age that I wanted to concentrate on for their emotional value
Were your pecs.
were not physical. The condition his condition is in is because of the life that he's led. And now he is in 1969, not in the black and white world of the 40s, 30s and 40s, but in the reality of a world that has men on the moon, but doesn't give a rat's ass about the past. And he's dispirited, he's broken, he's lost his most important relationships. I think that's an interesting place to start, with a character that you think you know everything about. Now watch him as he tries to rebuild himself with, in the context of the relationship with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the character that Phoebe plays. I think that's an interesting path to follow, and that's what I wanted from Age. I didn't want to just make jokes about it, but I wanted to make emotional sense of it.
Have we met? Are you still a Nazi?
How are you guys?
Hello, Brazil, how are you?
Good to be here in a chat room with the villains, right?
That's one way of looking at it.
Mads, you're such a gentleman. We love to, you know, just see you as this dangerous gentleman, right? And Waller is such an interesting build because it's different than any other Nazi Indiana Jones villains, because he has been recruited by the Operation Paperclip. I mean, this is like this Werner von Braun stuff, and you're right there with the within the government. So how was it to build this character with such a resentment and such an ideology inside this different situation?
Interesting. I mean, the part of him being dangerous or threatening himself is not a big part of him. This is why he has this guy.
Right.
He loves to be part of the science, right? The science of what is where his passion is, and then to a degree also the party line, right? But the science is what's really driving him and what science can do to the future. So it's in the script. I lean towards that. We find the character together with the director, but it's predominantly on the page somehow.
Dr. Jones, get him.
And boy, a friend of mine recently told me that, you know, this is the first Indiana Jones. He's looking forward to the movie, but this is the first Indiana Jones that I'm going to watch without my father. And that got to me, because if you go around and ask around, you know, those movies, they are more than movies, they're experiences. We connect our own lives with them, our own experience. Remember who we were with, where we were when we watched it. Do you have those touch points growing up with those movies and now being in them?
Yeah, absolutely. I watched the first time I saw Indiana Jones, I was around 6 or 7 when the Temple of Doom came out. And I was with my family in my family room watching our small little TV set, just getting the sense of adventure of when you went outside, you were Indiana Jones with your stick that's a whip, and you know, you're running from whatever it is. And you're putting your touch on that touch of imagination. So it's something I've shared with my dad, and I hope to share it when it comes out. It'd be quite surreal, actually.
How about you, Matt? What are your emotional touch points?
Yeah, the same. I watch it with my brother again and again on a VHS tape. But it's a beautiful story with his father, and I understand that he's passed now. But the beauty is obviously that that's what he did. This film has done that. My kids have been seeing it with me, saw it with my parents. I have a hunch it's going to go on like that. My kids are going to show it to their kids. It's just that kind of film. We don't know how that happened. We will never get the explanation, but once in a while it does hit us like a meteor, and this is the one.
Yeah, I'm just I have a 9-year-old daughter just waiting a few more years to, to have this experience with her. And, it goes from generation to generation, right? And now have you guys, to to show her. One thing that I found very interesting is the dynamics. I mean, boy, your character seems like he's desperately looking for approval from his master at such a point where, he just wants to belong. I don't know if he bought into the whole ideology thing. I'm not sure of that. How do you see that in him?
You know what? I want to say somebody got it. Thank you. Somebody got it.
I got it.
He got it. He got a little too much of it. So go away. I feel like we're the odd couple. Yeah, I was trying to figure out why this guy wasn't in, smoking a joint on San Francisco and having a good time. Because I guess, nobody wants him. You try to humanize these characters and play this character for 9 months, and it keeps you, there engaged on set and, creating your own story that nobody else wants them. And so it kind of shows the loyalty of someone who will have him in his group and will basically do anything to stay there. And then at the last moment, realizing, picked the wrong guy.
You were awesome, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
what a
so
performance.
Thanks,
I loved it. Thank you. All the best.
But I've been looking for this.
James, Harrison said many times that, although Indy is such an iconic character, it can't offer much without a good story. And you brought so many of your style, writing this down. You got into the the classical stuff, like with the artifact and the villains. But going into Indy's mind, like Harrison said, that is so interesting. How was your take on this, on balancing it out, like the character and the adventure?
Well, it almost seemed necessary. I didn't know, I think that one of the challenges they had even when they made the last film, Crystal Skull, is how to make an Indiana Jones movie in a modernist context, in the context of a modern world. It's kind of a much, I don't want to say it's easy because the first 3 films are all quite masterful, but there's a harmony between the golden age cinema style of the movie, the golden age score, the hero in a fedora, swashbuckling, after treasure. All these things braid together very neatly and harmonize within the context of a 30s or 40s period. The second you take all that and move it into a period where Jackson Pollock is painting and Elvis Presley is singing, or in our case, into a period where, the Beatles are playing and the men are on the moon, the relationship between the kind of classic golden age cinema indie and a world that's changed under him is something that you really have to explore and almost demands to be explored, or else the movie feels like it has blinders on, if that makes any sense.
Guys, thank you so much. That was
Thank you, pleasure.
Better than a slap in the belly with a wet fish. Thank you, Harrison.
Thank you.